So welcome back into the studio for Throwback Thursday. Today we're going to go back to 2019. This again is just before the start of my channel, and it has, once again with these, this was before I really had an idea on how to film, edit, etc. So it was before I had my whole setup, so excuse the less than stellar videotaping that was done for this. But this is a journal layout in a journal that I affectionately have grown to call Big Bertha. It is an oversized magazine journal, so it's a very large size magazine with thin papers, like almost like newsprint type papers that are glossy. And what I've done was I decided at the time, I had decided this might be fun to play with, all these wrinkles. It was just an experiment on my part. And so I glued multiple pages together to create what would then become the pages that I arted on. And this was one of the first 5, I believe, layouts that I had created in this journal. And I had named it, once it was finished, I named it Elephant in the Room. So the layout itself is called Elephant in the Room, hence the title. And this has now become, it's a complete art book now, and that art book is called Wrinkles in Time, and it is for sale. I'll have a link down below, as well as a link to the entire making of this journal and all the pages in the inside of the journal. And it was really, the arting in this happened over about 5 years. So it really shows a progression in my art style, my process, and as I've said before with this whole series, this throwback series, it has been a really good glimpse back to where I started, how I've changed. It's given me a new ideas, fresh inspiration for myself on things I really liked that happened when I was in this phase of my art. And so I hope that you do enjoy it. I am starting off with a gessoed background. I have pulled out a whole bunch of papers. I have cast off papers from when I was rolling paint onto a gel print, and then I'd roll that brayer off onto cast off papers. So that's here. I've cut those up into slices, narrow slices. I have old blueprints, vintage blueprints. I have a map from an atlas, as well as some used baby wipes that I've used to clean up paint and other mediums, and then a little bit of cardstock. And all of that is being collaged onto the surface of this layout. Now, as per usual, I will have all the products I've used today listed down below in the description box, and again, that link to the whole making of Wrinkles in Time, which is available for sale.
Four feet on the stripes in the Alabama highway, out there in the open, just a wishing and a hoping. I could smell the pines when I let you in the doorway. Took the seat next to mine like you've been there before. I'm befriended in an illusion I could never.
That I have those items collaged down, I am going to come in with some washi tape and get that collage down. And once that is down, I am going to come in with a stencil. This is one of my favorite stencils by Balzer Designs, a TCW called Number Scramble. And I'm going to put some acrylic paint through it using a cosmetic sponge and add that to the background as well. You're going to see some chaos being created with this background.
It was nothing you did, I just felt my low lightning. Now we talk all the time, it's a little one-sided. Always one step ahead, and I'm running behind you. I'm befriended and in a loose, yeah, I could never stand to lose, yeah, I get by when you're at my side. I'm befriended and in a loose,
So to create this chaos, I'm going to be throwing everything except for the kitchen sink at this background. Stamping, I'm going to come in with some dripped paint. I'm just going to try and get as chaotic as a background as I can.
you're at my side. I'm befriended and in a loose, you wake up in the morning, put your coffee on, you stare out the window, pray that I'll come home. You've been in love before, but nothing quite.
So now I'm going to come back in with a stencil, and this time I am coming in with the Mini Believe script, which is a TCW stencil, some light and fluffy modeling paste, also by TCW, and some heavy body acrylic ink in black. And I'm going to go around this whole background and add some stenciling to the background. This will give it this. The light and fluffy is a modeling paste. It's really lightweight. It's great for using in art journals, but it is going to give us some dimension.
I am. You've waited your whole life, oh honey, here I stand. I'm your dream girl. I'm your dream
So I'm going to be coming in here with a variety of stencils and some heavy body acrylic paint and adding that stencil all over the background.
I've got mountains upon my chest for you to climb and find your rest. Couldn't have caught me better yourself. I'm your dream girl. I'm your Nobody needs to know, let go. Stir it up, create rings. We make
Between each of these stenciling sessions, or addition of paint onto the layout, I have been drying, making sure that paint is completely dry before I go to the next step. And now I'm pulling out a product that no longer exists. It's called Marabou Acrylic Mousse, and the color is called Mistletoe. And basically, it is a sand paste. But I do currently create my own sand paste, and I will link up in the upper right hand corner for you the link to how to create your own sand paste. And I'm going to be adding that acrylic mousse to different areas all over the page, just adding another element of texture.
naked among them sins. Let go of what has been. Make it all glow. Dress up inside. You're part of the rainbow. It's your right. Let it all show.
Yep, I'm even going in with some embossing powder. This is actually distress powder, and I'm going to be just making marks with the Versamark stamp pad, and then adding the distress powder, and then activating it in a variety of spaces all over the background. Just going over the edge with lots and lots being added.
Oh, be the sun, not a gray cloud. Stand out and make it all glow. Dress up inside. You're part of the rainbow. It's your eyes. Let it all show. Pave the way for the ones behind. Be the sun, not a gray cloud. Stand out. I said, be the sun, not a gray cloud. Stand out.
When I'm doing a background like this and just adding a lot to it, or even just when I'm doing regular backgrounds, I have a tendency to turn my work around so that everything isn't facing the same direction and has a little bit more interest to it. So here I've spun the page upside down and am continuing on with everything I'm throwing at it.
If you want it, you should have it. Cracking like a glacier. Any semblance of restraint. Simple observations of a tired out complaint.
So now I'm coming in with some heavy body gel and some mica flakes, and I'm going to be adding those to the this layout as well.
Glass up in the sand, pen in
I'm now coming in with some Finnabair white crackle texture paste. This is just white crackle paste, and getting that added to the surface. Now this does need to dry naturally, so I do allow that to dry completely. That also enables those areas where I applied the mica flakes with that heavy body gel to also dry naturally. And once they've dried, I'm coming in with some Lindy's Starburst in Autumn Maple Crimson. This is a spray. My nozzles clogged up eons ago, so I'm just going to mix that up, get it really well shaken, and then coming in with the paintbrush and adding that to those areas that I applied the crackle paste. If you're not familiar with the Lindy's sprays, they are metallic. They are also very water soluble. So that's something that I'm going to need to take care for when I am coming in later and finalizing this layout. And so next I am going to be coming in with some glitter. Yes, even glitter. I'm getting that added down. I at the time I was just really going for chaos, and then I wanted to do an elimination, so to tame that kind of that chaos. And I've seen people do this same type of thing. I just really got into what I was doing and was trying to use as many of my supplies as I could at the time. I don't really work with glitter, but I did come in with glitter for this one. And now I'm coming in with the fine liner, and in this fine liner I have airbrush medium mixed with black acrylic paint, and I am going to be creating some doodles in the background using this fine liner. This is still something that I really enjoy doing when I'm creating a background that I'm going to use for just a general layout, not necessarily a reductive type of layout, but it is a lot of fun to use the fine liners. And I've got a few of them. I've got one with black acrylic paint in it, one with titanium white in it, one with burnt umber in it, so that I have a real nice variety depending on what I'm looking for.
Lay me in the wilderness to dry up bits of your sweet caress. I can't weep no more. Willow trees have died, and the last horn lark will fly. Got me feeling dusty. Got me feeling dusty. Please tell me it's a dream. Worst kind you've ever dreamed.
Next, I'm going to come in with some TCW gel medium and a old paper stencil with a number on it, and I'm going to get that collage down. And then I'm going to come in with some acrylic paint and airbrush medium in like a dripper bottle and put a whole bunch of splats of paint in different areas over the background.
All at once I can see it put back together. You could call it a vision or a tether. Take me to the jungle. Teach me tiger law. Read to me a poem. Sing to you a song. Drunk in my devotion. Laid out on your chest. Student of abandon. With you
All right, so now we're going to pull it all together. I have cut from a piece of cardboard the shape of an elephant, and I have these circular cardboard pieces, and with these I am going to eliminate the background. So I'm going to figure out where I want to place those, because those are going to be working for me as though they are masks. Well, they're going to be masks for me to eliminate the background. And to do that, I am going to simply use some black acrylic paint and a makeup sponge and go around the shapes with that black and eliminate all the chaos in the background.
all at once in a dream. We are together. You could call it a vision or a tether. All at once I can see it put back together.
So initially I'm just going around the masks, and then I'm going to remove them and then come back in with my acrylic paint and blacken out the rest of the background. And this becomes quite challenging because I did have so much texture. It took me quite a while to get that a nice blackness coming around the background. And then I'm coming in with a finer round brush and touching up the edges of my masked areas so they're not so ragged. And I should say that before I started doing this part of the process, I did go over the background with a spray fixative so that anything that was water soluble wouldn't move as much when I was adding the acrylic paint to eliminate. All right, now that that background is completely black, I am coming in with the fine liner that had the titanium white in it, and I am doing some asemic writing around the circles.
You've been there before. I'm befriended and in illusion. I could never stand to lose you. I get by when you're at my side. I'm befriended and in illusion. At the end of my bed, in the palm tree lightning, it was nothing you did. I just felt my love lightning.